everybody, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Scott. It's time for the Almost Friday show for February 16th, 2012. Welcome back to the studio.
It's true, we're back here now.
Yeah.
You can't tell, but there's a green screen behind us.
We can tell.
It's true.
All the time.
First up and off the press, we're looking at World-Of-Warcraft-Opoly.
Yeah.
Because...
And Starker Risk.
Starcrest?
I think that's much less clever than World-of-Warcraft-Opoly.
They're both hard to say, though.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
A little bit. I wonder what the boxes will be like.
In 3D!
Mom, I want World-of-Warcraft. I don't know what that is. You're not getting it.
Yeah, it'll happen.
And we're going to Tech Insight. We're talking about what was announced secretly this morning. For some
Kind of
reason.
secretly. It was just like, Apple's like, here's some news.
Yeah, on our website.
Yeah.
Except for the Canadian one. They've announced OSX Mountain Lion with some features that I don't really think warrant an operating system, but we'll talk about that later on in the show.
Well, they're just going to make OSX Cougar afterwards, which is just trying to entice you to come out to bars late at night.
Well, what if I'm not? What if I'm an older man using it?
Well, then you'll just wait for Ocelot. Or something.
Yeah.
You know. And in science this week, we're taking a look at a printer that can print robots, which just, I don't understand that. I mean, aren't robots made of metal?
Well, and this is how it all begins. Once a machine can print a machine.
The robot's going to take over and make everything two-dimensional.
No, it's
It'd be like, well, we're going to live in the world of Paper Mario.
it's a three-dimensional printer.
No.
You see, they have that now. We're living in the future.
Well, although the upside is that if it's a large army of paper robots, we just light them on fire.
But then they wouldn't be robots because they'd be paper.
But
I think you're underthinking this.
that happens a lot.
Could be.
Yeah. Without further ado, it's time for Off the Press.
Hi everyone, welcome to Off the Press. We are off the couch and back in the studio.
Whoa.
And somehow Sam got here.
I don't know where I was, it was dark and kind of scary and
Chloroform!
That was not my fault.
wow, this took a turn. Alright, so we're gonna start with something bright and pink and hovery,
Kind of makes you feel warm inside.
warm and fuzzy, but it doesn't work in water.
No, it's weird.
No, it's kind of weird.
But then again, you kind of expect it. Mm-hmm. So,
So Mattel has announced that they're going to be releasing the Back to the Future hoverboard before 2015.
yeah, so it's just like one of those major collector's items.
Yeah.
So don't get excited. You can't stand on it and kick your way down the street floating.
It won't hover. It doesn't
No.
actually hover. It's basically like a high-end collectible item. There's no price on it yet, and because this is a high-end collector's item, they're only going to be releasing it if they have enough pre-orders.
So, if you want to see this get released, and if you're really interested, I mean, because we don't know what the price is,
No.
but start pre-ordering.
Yep. Pre-orders actually open in March, sometime in March, but pricing will be announced in the next little bit.
Oh, okay.
So before pre-orders open, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. But just the same, if you're one of those movie buffs who like to have those replicas,
Yep.
and you want to have those collector's items if you don't make it yourself, that's a really great option because it actually looks kind of cool.
It'd be a cool conversation piece to have in your house.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it'd be neat. Because then people would be like, "What's that? You never saw Back to the Future?"
It'll
too?"
match your self-lacing shoes that you got for like $5,000.
I want those.
Me too. Not for $5,000 though.
No.
No. Anyway, moving on to something a little moodier,
Yeah,
a little darker,
a lot darker,
a lot darker,
but kind of interesting in a semi-historical
semi-historical.
sort of fashion. So Abraham Lincoln, had his 203rd birthday.
Yep.
Apparently this week. And
Well, he didn't turn 200.
Well, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
But had he been alive,
Yes.
he'd be the oldest living person on the planet.
Minor details.
But anyway, so what they're going to do and how they kind of rang in his new birthday was with the announcement of Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Actually, the first trailer. For
Yeah,
the movie.
first trailer. 'Cause it's been announced for a while. I've read the book.
I haven't.
It's pretty good. The book's actually got a lot of fun. It's essentially it's made by I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies guy.
Same gentleman who wrote
And
this.
the Love and Sea Monsters one too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it was that one.
Okay.
But in this one, it's essentially the life of Abraham Lincoln, except the reason why his father died, the reason why all of his bad fortune when he was a
The
kid.
reason why he's all moody. And,
Yeah, the reason why he stopped slavery is because of vampires.
Interesting.
Because I won't say anymore
Yeah.
because
Spoiler alert.
these are major parts in like the book, so I imagine it'll be major parts in the movie. But yeah, it could be a lot of fun.
The trailer looks pretty cool. It looks really dark, kind of.
Yeah. I'm
Definitely-
waiting for another trailer, to be honest
Definitely
myself.
a popcorn movie. It's one of those things you go enjoy the air conditioning in the theater, have a bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, and you know what? It's if it's going to be anything like the book, and I really hope it is, it should be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
I mean, if you're a real history buff, don't go see this. You will really not like it, because the historical accuracies are the actual accuracies are
Yeah.
well played up, but then the accuracies are, of course, embellished to hell.
Oh my god.
But it looks really cool, so it should be interesting.
And now something that you
Yeah.
are really excited about.
And well, anybody who likes Lego, especially.
Yes, Lego fans, computer game fans, you know.
Yeah. So if anyone out there who likes to play Minecraft, hi, was probably sitting there about maybe, I don't know, when it was released,
Yeah.
and kind of went, hey, this is like Lego, but yeah, it's exactly like Lego because I get a bucket of bricks and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, and no one gives me any instruction unless I got the manual thing, which I threw out whenever I got a kit, for the most part, except for the Mindstorms because you need those. And basically, you started thinking, wow, this would be great if they could make like a
Yeah.
Lego kit, because they made they were going to make the Apple mobile or whatever it was called. They were going to make like an Apple set as well
Weird.
of Apple HQ. I don't know if
Yeah.
that actually
Oh,
made it.
the cube one.
Yeah.
That's probably in part of their architecture line because Lego has a line of like really
No, it wasn't
really
Lego
advanced
though.
Lego. Oh,
No, it wasn't Lego. It was someone
Oh,
else. I
okay.
can't remember who it was.
I hear you.
But
Anyway,
either way,
back to the point.
Yeah, back to the
Yep.
point. Lego is actually making an official Minecraft kit set
Yay.
thingy. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And if I had the disposable income to pick
It's
it
only
up,
$35 for the kit.
yeah, I don't have that.
No.
If I did though, I'd pick it up just for the fun of it, because I love mining and crafting.
And Lego.
And Lego, yeah. It's been a long time since I played with any good Lego though, so this would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So watch out for this on the shelves. I didn't really see when they said they were going to release it.
Summer
though.
2012.
Oh, I have to wait till then.
Sometime around August or September, actually.
I might have money by then.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's really cool. It
Also,
looks really
$35, Christmas.
Hey.
Hey.
That's an even
Hey.
better idea. But yeah, so it looks kind of neat. Mm-hmm. Keep your eyes out for it.
And the reason why we have a lot of toy stuff this week is because it was Toy Fair this week
Yep.
in New York. Super cool. Lego announced that, as well as a bunch of movie tie-in Lego kits,
As
like
always.
the Avengers Lego, which I'm not a huge fan of the licensed stuff, but the Avengers vehicles look really cool in Lego. Yeah. One thing that wasn't exactly announced at Toy Fair, but
Should have been.
it was announced at the same time as Toy Fair. There's really no way to, get super excited about this. Because these are still kind of not actually made yet. It's like World of Warcraft is releasing a Monopoly game. And Risk.
Yeah, so I this kind of feels like Blizzard being like, hey, you know what that Toy Fair thing's on?
Yeah.
We should really try and release something that's in line with that, but not go to Toy Fair because then we have to pay.
Well, no, it's the company that makes Monopoly and Risk. I believe there was a leak last
Oh.
week or a little bit earlier saying that, yeah, we're working on a thing with Blizzard, and that was cut pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Well, it
it's
could
official
be fun.
now. So World of Warcraft Monopoly, not actually World of Warcraft-Opoly, which
Yeah.
I like calling it that. Basically Monopoly, except your things will be replaced by WoW
Characters
zones.
and
WoW zones.
zones.
One really cool thing is there's a social aspect of this. Blizzard on their Facebook page is doing a vote for your playable pieces
Oh,
campaign.
okay.
Basically, they've released a whole bunch of the little miniatures or the little characters that you get to play in Monopoly, and they're asking fans to vote on the ones that they like best. And the top ones, I believe, Monopoly includes either 6 or 8 pieces, will be included in the set.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, that'll be neat to actually see come out. I mean, that Monopoly, I think it's Parker Brothers who makes Monopoly.
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, I can't remember anymore either, but they make Monopoly of everything, if you
Yeah,
haven't
there's
noticed.
Star Trek, there's
Star Trek, Star Wars.
Cars.
We even have Canadopoly, which you can find in
Canadopoly?
most Canadian gift shops or souvenir shops. It's lame as hell, because I ended up having to play that one year. But they have that, and it's
Yeah.
officially licensed. So it's one of those things. They try and make it out of really, really neat stuff.
Well, Monopoly is a pretty basic game. You change the names of the places, you change the names of the cards, good to go.
That's true. Or in the most recent edition, give people credit cards instead of cash.
That's not really recent though. It's been out for at least five years.
That-
Because it had the little electronic
But
units
I
that just
wanna
swipe the
have
cards through.
cash.
Yeah.
I like having cash so
I like
that
the
we can
cash
throw
ones,
it
too.
at each other when we're pissed at each other.
It's okay. This one has cash.
Oh, good.
World of Warcraft Monopoly has like.
Yeah.
I really want
5
them to
gold.
use. I really want them to use like cardboard gold pieces.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing, but they
The-
probably won't because that's really expensive,
Ah, but that would be so much fun.
as opposed to like paper.
But they're also releasing StarCraft Risk.
Yes, I don't know much about this, mostly because I don't know much about StarCraft. But
Well, I'm kind of thinking about that because
Mm-hmm.
it's like StarCraft has, I thought 4, but it is in fact
Three.
3
Yeah.
races. I mean, you play Risk with 3 people.
yeah,
You play Risk with 2 people if you really want it. But what are they going to do for more players?
I'm
You're going to need
not
like
sure.
rogue factions?
Yeah, StarCraft is one of those things that when you think about, it's like, yeah, that would make it really cool.
play a race in StarCraft.
True story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, StarCraft would make a cool Risk game. Yeah.
I guess, you know
And
what? I
then-
guess really that's what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh yeah, I'm going to play Protoss. Okay, I'm purple. Oh.
Yeah. Boo.
So, yeah. All right, well, that'll be neat.
So both of these launch later this summer. It'll be available for $39.99 for World of Warcraft Monopoly and $49.99 for the StarCraft Risk.
That's pretty cool.
So pretty sweet. Perfect Christmas present for big nerds out there. I know my brother would probably like StarCraft.
Well, there you go. Hopefully he doesn't buy it for himself.
He won't. He really won't.
You listening?
Watch you do. And in new release movies this week, kind of slim pickings, but
Well, Ghost Rider came out,
yay.
so Spirit of Vengeance. Hopefully,
Oh, Nick Cage, you crazy man.
shine on, you crazy diamond, shine on.
Yep. I'll go see this anyway.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
will end up too, but in some fashion, I will
Mhm.
see it.
Cheap
So,
night, for sure.
Yeah.
And we also have the Studio Ghibli Secret World of Arietti.
I have not heard of this.
It's based on The Borrowers.
Oh,
There's a book. Yeah,
okay.
the trailer looks awesome.
Oh, well,
And I'll probably
Studio
go,
Ghibli. It's
I'll
been
probably
good.
go be seeing this as well. That sentence didn't make sense.
Okay.
Yep, moving
Well-
on.
Blu-ray and DVDs.
Yes,
It's Doctor Who, the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe.
aka the Christmas special.
Yeah.
hmm
I never did watch that. I've not been paying attention.
It's really good. Bill Bailey's in it.
Oh, joy.
Yeah,
Oh.
briefly, but he's in it.
Ah, either way.
We also have The Rum Diary.
Which I have sitting on my desk at home right now, and I really want to watch.
You should watch it. Apparently, it's good.
Yep. And then we also have The Dead.
Zombie movie, but I believe it's a plane crash, and they have to find their way to civilization, as well as fighting zombies.
Through the zombie jungle, probably. You know how
actually,
it is.
yeah, it's set in Africa.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you know how it is. Land in some dark, unknown zone, and
Yeah.
zombies everywhere. That's how it always works, man.
You know, stuff like that.
Coming out in games, we have UFC Undisputed 3, which, honestly, I like Fight Night, but my brother was actually telling me about these Undisputed games. They're pretty comparable.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've had a
for-
lot of people come in and be super excited about these UFC games.
Yeah. They're comparable in the amount of skill you need to actually have to play them. And
It's not
also,
just a button masher.
no, not always. I think maybe the Undisputed is, but I remember there was
Okay.
technique for
Yeah.
the other one. Anyway, frustration will abound, but should be fun.
And one that was I was kind of looking forward to, Twisted Metal for the PS3.
And if I had a PS3, I'd be really excited because I liked the Twisted Metal series back when I was a Wiian.
Back then, when we were like 10, when we really shouldn't have been playing those games.
Come on, carnage.
Yeah.
Always carnage. Anyway, then there's also Grand Slam Tennis 2
Yep.
for those who wish they could go to Wimbledon.
For sports games, it's EA Sports, so it's there's some quality behind it.
It'll look nice.
It'll look really nice. Most EA Sports games are decent. So
Yep. And then also for hardware,
yes, finally we have some hardware news. The PS Vita First Edition bundle launched yesterday at time of recording.
oh,
Basically, this was a bundle with the PS Vita plus a 4 gig memory card, a little case, and a game of some sort.
probably that
Little
Deviants,
Deviants. Yeah,
little
little
Deviants
Deviants.
game.
hmm
That actually looked kind of fun.
It looks really cute.
Well,
Yep.
so
As well as a whole bunch of launch titles for the PS Vita that came out more than a week before the actual launch.
that's a lot like
So-
Sony.
Yeah, so there are games sitting on the shelf and accessories sitting on the shelf, but no PS Vitas.
For the device you can't get yet.
Yeah, because most stores only got just a couple more first editions than they got pre-orders. So
Oh, wonderful.
yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh well, you only have to wait a couple of days when this show is posted to pick up your PS Vita if you're really looking forward to it.
Sweet. So if you're watching this and it's been released, you got to get out there.
Get it. The Uncharted game's really good.
That wraps it up for Off the Press.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Insight. Big news this week is Apple's has announced OSX Mountain Lion.
AKA Lion Plus.
Yeah, although that's what we're calling it, not the official Apple.
Yes, it is officially OSX Mountain Lion. And interestingly, which I didn't actually notice, they've stopped calling it Mac OSX.
Yeah, so I mean, Gizmodo wrote an article about how they are doing this sort of death of Mac, essentially, and they're just sort of unifying their systems, and that first step is dropping Mac OSX. It is just OSX now versus iOS, right?
Which I don't really see as a big difference. I know I'm pretty aware when I'm on a Mac as opposed to on an iPad, but
yes, but we are starting to see that unification, and really that is what this update is bringing. It's bringing a whole bunch of iPhone features over to the computer side.
yeah. And by features, we mean quite literally applications.
Yes.
So a couple cool things I think to point out. Now this is more is going to come, I hope, because by no means is this an OS upgrade right now.
Yeah.
But what they've said now, basically the big thing I think that this revolves around is making iCloud actually useful.
Yeah.
Because right now iCloud's fairly limited on the actual Mac side. You get your photo stream, you get the email,
Your bookmark syncing.
yeah, and
some
contacts.
passwords. Yeah.
But much past that, there's not a lot of document syncing going on. There's not a lot of, the reminders don't sync, the notes don't sync. Obviously, messages don't work. So Messages is coming.
Yeah.
You can actually download the beta for Lion right now.
Now, what's interesting about this is it integrates the iMessage service that's available on iPhones and iPads. So now when you're sitting at your computer, instead of having to take your phone out of your pocket or grab your iPad off your desk to respond to someone who's sending you a message, you can just respond from your computer,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty cool. And it does show a progression in messaging technology for Apple for sure.
I think it makes sense. I think this is what iChat should have been a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's important to note that this replaces iChat.
Yeah, which is
this is not in partner with iChat. But what happened is basically they've taken iChat, they've made it a little prettier looking, but they've still kept all the core services of iChat. So you can still have Yahoo and AIM and Jabber and all that stuff, but now you also get iMessages.
Yeah, so actually that makes it a really attractive IM app, period, because you get to iMessage and you can integrate your other services, which is nice.
Now what they've also brought with this is Notification Center. So they've kind of taken a page out of Growl's book.
They've literally taken Growl.
Yeah, although Notification Center seems like a more elegant way of implementing this, because it can hide itself and all this kind of stuff.
It's basically Growl implemented at the OS level.
Yeah.
So they come up in the corner like Growl does, shows up and then fades.
Yeah.
And then you can pull out by swiping to your left. Then the whole notification center will come in. I like how they did that and didn't make it like it doesn't take up your whole screen, which I could totally have seen them doing. Because
and a pull down from the middle, like on an iPad,
which would be weird.
Annoying.
So I like that it's on the right side, which is good because a lot of people have their dock on the left side.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good place for it. I don't think it has as much of a purpose to have that whole pullout as you will on the iPhone, because if I have two unread emails, I have the flag right there, and it's a lot easier. It's just as quick to click the email, but it does give you the summary, which is nice.
And I think because of the fact that they're now bringing also reminders and notes and Game Center over, I think you're going to see those notifications in there. So it's a unified location to find all the information for your programs.
Reminders is going to be good. I will definitely use that because I have it on my iPhone, and I would really just. If it would pop up on my computer, I'd be more likely to do it than if it pops up on my phone.
Plus, I mean, if you're sitting on your computer and there's something you need to do while you're out, it'll be easy to type in that reminder, set a location, and then when you're out with your iPhone goes, oh, you should do this now.
Which is great. Again, he said, like you said, they're introducing notes. I think this is stupid because it's literally this big, ugly notes app that you now have to use if you want synced notes. Use Dropbox and text edit. But if Notes is really your thing and you really come and use it on your phone, it'll sync back with iCloud, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you and I have had this conversation before that we use Apple differently than how Apple wants us to use it. But when we talk to people who started the Apple experience closer to the days of iOS, they're more used to just using native apps. And so a lot of this, if you're using, because we do things with our iPhone that most people don't do with their iPhones. But if the average person coming from an iPhone sees these apps, it's familiar territory for them. So as ugly as they are, I think they're going to be useful for the people who use those services.
If you're 14 right now, you'll probably use this a lot. Like you said, Game Center's coming. I think that's interesting. I'm not excited for it at all.
I'm kind of hoping.
But-
I don't know what this means per
Well, yeah,
se.
because they're promising to integrate gaming on iOS, as in the iPod Touch, iPhone, iPad, and the Mac.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that doesn't mean bringing any Mac gaming to the other platforms, because
But
that's
it
not feasible.
Might mean bringing iPhone and iPad games to the Mac, which could be pretty fun because I think there's a handful of games on those systems that would play well on a computer.
Now, that could be interesting for developers.
Yes.
Because by no means can you just fire up an app that's developed for iOS on Mac. They're built off similar code bases, but the resolutions are different, the control systems are different, the APIs are different.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting. I don't think you're going to see a lot of people redeving games.
But we might see
But-
sort of an SDK development that causes these things, basically a translator that Apple will build into the operating system that would, you'd see that game at the resolution it's designed for.
The smart way to do it would be what Microsoft already has,
Yeah.
where you can dev one set of code and then go make for Xbox, make for PC, make for Windows Phone.
Yeah.
And it's you've only written the game once, and then you can have the same game on different platforms very quickly. So hopefully we'll see something like that there. A couple things that are actually not just applications,
Yeah.
that are going to be actually in core in the OS. Gatekeeper, which is kind of everyone when this feature coming from Mac is very similar to lots of crap that's been in Windows for a very long time that everybody hates.
Yeah.
Which is funny because all the Mac fanboys are now touting it as an awesome, good feature.
Or they're looking at it as the death of an open operating system as well.
Which is interesting. So what Gatekeeper is going to do is basically allow you to control the amount of apps you can install and which apps from not the App Store.
Yeah.
So it's assuming everything that passes the App Store screening process is good and trusted, not malware.
Yes.
And the goal of this is to reduce people who don't know what they're doing and accidentally installing malware. Now, that's not a big problem on the Mac.
No, and I think that there's definitely certain clientele that will benefit from this. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're giving an Apple computer to your grandma, it's probably much easier to just tell them they can only use things from the App Store and make their life way less
Yeah,
complicated.
I'd crank Gatekeeper right up if I was giving it to my grandma,
Yeah,
for sure.
and also it has a enterprise application of being able to restrict users from installing other things on enterprise machines.
Not that that's a large-scale problem.
But Apple's looking that direction.
Well,
right
and
now.
they don't have any kind of really enterprise controls. So you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think that is useful. A lot of people are going to find it annoying until you disable it. But it by no means be like Vista, because that's terrible.
We've got Twitter integration basically across the board,
Yep.
which is pretty cool. So from a Safari window or from other stuff, you can just basically tweet what you're looking at. It's using this technology called Share Sheets, which basically pulls a screen cap of the application that you're using and then makes that a picture to tweet from, which is pretty cool. It's very convenient.
I found it extraordinarily useless when they released it on iOS. What I wanted was the ability to just tweet from wherever I am in my OS.
Yeah.
Which is not what it is. You have to be tweeting about what you're doing,
Yeah.
which I can get it. It makes sense, but I think there's a large amount of people who just don't use that often. But it is nice to have it integrated for sure.
Yeah.
And the big thing, really the only
Both of
thing
us are
that we're
really excited about.
finally native AirPlay mirroring.
Yeah, so we have Apple TVs, and we have iPhones and iPads, and AirPlay mirroring works well all the time.
Yeah, and when you first got your Apple TV, Sean and I were on the couch in the green room going, why can't I show this YouTube video on my Mac on the Apple TV?
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be before they had it on mobile.
For sure. But they are finally bringing that, which I think is good. And the thing is that we've seen some other developers write programs like this, but they've all had catches. Like it works, but only with this type of format, and it works, but we can't send you audio. So I think that although it's taken a really long time, when Apple's finally put it in, it's just going to work entirely.
And you know what? I'm excited the way they did it, because they didn't do what they could have done and just had it as AirPlay as an option in QuickTime.
Yeah.
And, AirPlay as an option in Safari that would pretty much not do anything.
Yeah.
Judging by the web and the state it is. They've done AirPlay mirroring for your display.
Yeah.
So if you've got, a keynote presentation, you can do that no problem, very easy. If
I
you
think
want to
this
show a
is-
video, you can show a flash video,
Yeah, I think they're really trying to catch up with Windows' ability to just kind of show your screen on somewhere else, which
Yeah.
has been available since Windows Vista.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was an Intel technology. It works really well. However, AirPlay's much wider adopted. Almost no one has that technology, the Intel technology that works. You have to have a specific TV. There aren't very many. You have to have a specific chipset and a specific processor in your laptop for that to work. So it's not very. It works great. I've used it, but it's not by any means. There's way more Apple TVs out there.
It isn't as
So
easy as AirPlay.
this is going to be really good. And basically, iCloud is finally going to be useful on your Mac, other than for syncing your email, which MobileMe did anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to have proper document syncing and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of replacing Dropbox,
Yeah.
but keep Dropbox.
Yeah.
There's weird limitations.
Well, what's
on
interesting
iCloud.
is that Steve Jobs did actually try to buy Dropbox for $800 million, and Dropbox was like, "No, we're cool."
Well, because Steve Jobs' thing is a quote: Dropbox is not a product; it's a service.
Yeah.
Dropbox disagrees, and they're right because they're doing quite well. I know tons of people who use Dropbox. The advantage Dropbox will always have: multi-platform.
Yeah.
iCloud will
Although
never be as
SkyDrive
good.
is catching up.
Yeah. See, I use a lot of syncing services. I use iCloud, I use Dropbox, I use SkyDrive, and I use Microsoft. What was it called? Something Live. It used to be called Live Mesh. Live Sync is what it's called now, which is by far the best one. Even though no one, once you get it working, it's great, but it's impossible to figure out.
Sounds like a Microsoft product.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, SkyDrive has more storage than everyone else. It's 25 gigs.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to use because you have to go through the web browser. Dropbox.
Well, they have iOS apps now.
Yes, but they don't have Mac or PC apps. You have to go up to the web browser and select your file and upload it. You can't just drag and drop into a folder like with Dropbox.
Get on that Windows, then
Which
you'll
is-
take the cake.
Yeah, which is why Dropbox is so awesome. It's fully integrated. It's a folder, and this folder is the same on all my computers, and I can look at it on my phone, and I can look at it on the web from someone else's computer. And I don't think that iCloud will ever get there. And it doesn't need to, really.
No.
But I think Dropbox will always
It's
have
living in its own ecosystem.
Well, yeah, and Dropbox will always have a place because of that, which is good.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated. There'll probably be more WWDC, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there better be more, otherwise I just want an app package.
or make this like a $10 upgrade and not a $30.
Oh, yeah, I
upgrade.
hope it's not a full price upgrade if that's it.
Yeah.
Because there's not a single feature in there other than AirPlay mirroring and share sheets. The rest is they're literally applications.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guarantee, I assume there will be more. It's just like going from leopard to snow leopard. There was a lot of little things. There'll probably be a lot of little things. Any, behind the scene memory management. Work on that, or fix all the problems with Lion.
So moving on to a little bit more controversial iPhone
Yes.
news, which was that there was an address book problem that people discovered with Path, which was a program to share stuff with your contacts.
Yeah.
It was just like, Path was like, we're going to take all your address book information and you can't stop us.
Yeah, and then they figured out that there was a lot more apps doing that, including Twitter.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, which is I'm sure a lot of people have on their phones. So a developer named Arun Thampai discovered this, doing some stuff with Path, and he actually sent a letter to Congress in the States and had. And they were actually like, "Oh, this is ridiculous."
Yeah.
So there was actually this really long letter you can read from the congressman sent to Apple, addressed to Tim Cook, and it was like 3 pages long about how this is absolutely unacceptable, actually breaks your own terms of service.
Yeah.
And you've let all these apps through and all this stuff. So Apple came out and said, "You're right, that does break our terms of service. We'll have a patch that'll let it." They're going to do like the location-based thing. So it'll say, "Do you want to share it with this app?"
Yeah.
Which is because if you click no, you can't use the app.
But then it's on the app developers' onus to try and solve the problem on their end.
Yes, absolutely. But on Apple's end, they're just going to add that control.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But there's no word on when that'll come. But they have, it is being addressed. So if you're super worried about your privacy, you can know that a fix is coming sooner or later.
News today that BlackBerry Playbook OS 2.0 will be available shortly.
By the end of February is the idea. They had a release date that was actually wrong. Someone said the 21st, and then RIM was like, no. not the
Good job,
21st.
Rib. You can't even do pre-announcements properly.
Well, RIM did not announce it.
No.
It was like a random rumor that like 8 blogs published. And RIM was like,
Sounds like the internet.
no. If you have a playbook, you really want 2.0 because then you can actually use it for things like email.
Yeah.
So
And calendars and stuff.
yeah, without your BlackBerry. So yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna want to buy one because they're cheap, just wait till that comes out because otherwise it's like a clock. But it is coming by the end of this month, so maybe don't buy a playbook. I can't do it. I can't.
Our Canadian content for the week is a story about legislation going through government right now, which I'm not going to say this guy's name because I always mess up his last name.
Vic Taves.
There you go, Vic Taves.
He's the public safety minister with the Conservative government.
And he would like to monitor every single bit of information that we all do on the internet 24/7.
Okay, so that's a little extreme. I'll tell you the bill and what it's about, and then I'll tell you the awesomeness that's been going on the internet because of it. It's Bill C-30, was introduced this week. It's to update the ability of law enforcement to access information electronically, so, you know, your web traffic, things like that. What the provision that everyone doesn't like is the fact that without a warrant, they can go to ISPs and other internet providers and say, I need information about this person, and they'll give the person their address, your IP address, and all that stuff without a warrant. Now, yes, that's different than right now. I don't know that it's really all that invasive, especially if there's an option for you to opt out, like with phone books. When you have a phone number, it's in the phone book with your address. Just more or less the same thing, except for your IP address.
Yeah.
So really, it's not as bad as they're saying it is.
But this does then give the ability to monitor the traffic coming across
The
there.
larger difference is what they're going to do is compel internet service providers to keep customer data,
Okay.
so what you're doing on the internet, log it for a certain period of time. Now, you can't get that data without a warrant, which is good because you shouldn't be able to. That would be absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest, probably a lot more bad things would go away if you could get that data with a proper search warrant, and that is up to the courts to decide. But I think you're going to see ISPs not liking this, because that's a lot of infrastructure to put in.
For sure.
And you're going to see people not liking it because all of a sudden the internet, which was really anonymous and private, is now not. I don't want to share my personal opinions on this because they're a little contrary to what everyone is going, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever, they can spy on you. It's not that, but it could become that, I think, is what the fear is. So that's the bill. There's been a lot of controversy, even in the regular news about it. Now, what happened today, which was hilarious and entertained me throughout the day, since Vic Taves is the minister supporting the bill, they figure he wants to know everything about our personal lives and what we're doing all the time.
Yes.
You know, Big Brother type thing. So everyone decided to go on Twitter today. He's actually somewhat active on Twitter, which I support. I hope that he doesn't stop using Twitter. But there's a hashtag that actually trended #1 in Canada and actually trended worldwide.
Yeah.
Called Tell Vic
Taves
everything.
everything,
Tell Vic everything. And basically people just telling him what they were doing.
So it's stuff like, I decided I was going to have Apple Jacks for breakfast, but I've actually changed my mind and now I'm going to have Pop-Tarts.
The first one I saw was This Hour Has 22 Minutes, has a Twitter account, and they tweeted, I used soy milk in my cereal today. Still on the fence about it. Things like, just, I'm going to go have another coffee. Or the ones I really liked were, oh crap, I just deleted an email. Hey Vic, can you send me your copy? Yeah. Things like that. So it was really, and it exploded.
Yes.
It was trending for good reason. Like
if you were Canadian and you had a Twitter account, it was impossible not to see at least one tweet with this hashtag.
I just went to the search and put the hashtag in and spent literally like half an hour this morning just reading them and laughing to
and
myself.
you should have tweeted that, hey, Vic Taves, I've been reading this.
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
I did. I said I've been drinking coffee and reading these and reading hashtag Tell Vic everything for over half an hour because it's that funny.
Yeah.
I tweeted that this morning. It was great. It's still going right now. So if you want to check it out, there's tons of like actually hours of entertainment. There's a few people who ruin it a bit, but you can just scroll past them. What we learned today is that Canadians are really funny and drink a lot of coffee.
It's true.
Why
do you think Tim Hortons is such a booming business?
I read about 10 o'clock this morning, and literally every second tweet for like hundreds and hundreds of tweets was about drinking coffee. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I'm going to get a coffee, which was entertaining. So go to Twitter and put in Tell Vic everything. Hashtag Tell Vic everything. If you want to tweet him, he's at Taves Vic. So that's TOEWS, which is why Quinn can't pronounce it.
How is that Taves? That's toes.
It's Taves.
Oh, yeah, we live in a stupid language.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the latest from Canada. We'll follow that bill. Apparently, the Prime Minister has stepped over him and said, well, we're open to amendments, so opposition parties fix our problem.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
And that brings us to the end of Tech Insight for this week.
It's kind of alive!
Nah, it's still dead.
Oh.
Hey everyone, welcome to Science This Week. We're going to start with a little something that's controversial.
Yeah, there's been a big push right now for not having your kids vaccinated. Frankly, unfortunately, I'm going to give my own controversial view that you are an idiot if you're not doing that. Because, well, we have them for a reason. The whole reason that people aren't getting their kids vaccinated is because there's this big thing going on that perhaps vaccinations cause autism based on the mercury compound that is commonly found in them. This is, however, being proven to not be the case. Matter of fact, mercury has nothing to do with autism. Specifically, the fact that this is also a stable version of mercury that isn't going to give you heavy metal poisoning. So you don't get all that other crap that comes with it, with the whole mental screwing up and making you mad as a hatter sort of idea. So really, quite honestly, folks, if any of you have kids and are thinking of kids and sitting there going, maybe we shouldn't get them vaccinated, check out the show notes. There's some pretty good articles that are, of course, linked in. There's the one we have for our main one, and then there's a whole bunch that come off that.
The main one's on Gizmodo, but on Gizmodo they have a whole bunch of links. And if you read through the comments, actually pretty civil. They also have a bunch of links for and against, which is
so get your
really
information.
civil for Gizmodo.
It really is, but get your information. But for the most part, it is, of course, as harmless as it has always been. Obviously, we've been vaccinated. You have been vaccinated, and you've not had any problems. So just think of it that way. So that's kind of the controversial thing. Get your kids vaccinated. Try not to allow them to make superbugs and kill us all, because I don't have, I still have an immune system, and I really would like to get rid of it and not have to worry about biological bugs before I end up getting one. Anyway, though, moving along, though.
Yes, moving on to something moderately terrifying, also awesome.
Moderately terrifying in the fact that it's so tiny.
Yes.
If you remember a couple months back, we were talking about tiny robots. There was the hummingbird from DARPA, and then there was the dragonfly. They've now figured out how to make that same dragonfly in mass production.
Oh, yay.
Yes, and that thing was kind of scary because of how small and how powerful it actually was. So they figured out, and this is coming from Harvard University, they figured out how to take different metal plates and different parts and mesh them all together. So they can actually print the circuit that they need, they can print the parts they need, and then have it layered on top of each other, kind of sandwiching it all, and then a robot kind of pops out like a pop-up book.
With
So
little folding joints.
Yeah, exactly. So what you get is like this little flat wafer, and then you go, oh, I'm going to push this tab, fold up tab
this,
A.
fold that.
Yeah, and then it just kind of pops out and then powers up.
The PopSci article mentioned something origami-like, inspired by pop-up book. That just kind of gives you the idea of the sort of folding out motion that we're talking about here.
Yeah, so you can definitely think of it that way.
Yeah.
And so they say that this particular one has 137 folding joints. This is on something that is about yay big, if not a little smaller. So I don't know if you can see that. About 2 inches across, if not smaller. And they have this all kind of sandwiched together.
Terrifying.
And it's able to just kind of like pop up, and then you just kind of let it fly. Away it goes. So if they can make cameras small enough and light enough, this would be a swarm that people would just literally go, and you have a surveillance bot. Or whatever, something to scare your mother or girlfriend with.
So not as terrifying as self-replicating robots, but terrifying because they're easy to replicate.
Very easy to replicate is what they're saying. Because before, when they were doing this, they had students with super glue and string and conductors going like line, fold, line, fold. So now they figured out how to get this to work, which is kind of cool. Each one is laser etched, is what they're saying.
Sweet.
So it makes it a lot easier to make these things accurate. But moving along, and speaking of accurate robots.
Yay, more robot news.
Yeah, because it's been a while. Well, Robonaut.
Robonaut 2.
Robonaut 2, yes, has been turned on the ISS and has had the first human contact and handshake in space. So
It's the first human to humanoid handshake
yes, that's
in
how
space.
that's how they described it. Also described as firm handshake. There's a video, of course, in our show notes. I suggest, if it isn't already playing, go check it out, because it's actually kind of cool. You get to see how dexterous Robonaut's hands really are.
Weird.
Yeah.
They're a little bit slow, but I think that's...
Well,
I can work on that. It's all programming and whatnot.
pretty much.
But-
So what you should take away from this is, of course, Robonauts up and running.
Yep.
They're getting him past preliminaries. It's
He
starting to
still
really cool.
doesn't have legs.
No, still no legs.
No, still no legs.
That's going to be a while away, apparently,
Yes.
especially because NASA.
Also, space station, you just carry him.
Yeah, I could just they'll either carry him, push him, put him on a rail system eventually,
Yeah.
which would be kind of cool.
Not a big deal.
But the thing that I was laughing at was not the fact that Robonaut's been tweeting, of course, actively,
Yes.
but you can hear the voiceover from Mission Control, and the bloody process they have to go through
In
just
typical
to
NASA
initiate.
fashion.
And go to 4.3. Okay, I've got 4.3. Am I clear to go 4.4? Yes, you're clear. Clear to finish program. So NASA, good on you. This is amazing little robot, amazing humanoid robot, and hopefully we can see it actually in action, getting out there and fixing things in the near future. So this is kind of a big thing. Check out, of course, again the articles. If you don't know what Robonaut is, check it out. And so, I don't know about you. I've been trying to get back in shape.
I'd say I am, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been kind of lazy the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But so science has come and done it again. They figured out the absolute minimum amount of exercise that you should be able to do to get
Absolute
fit.
minimum. Asterisk.
Yes, there's a caveat.
Yep.
As much as they have data that supports it, this is one form of exercise, and there are plenty out there
Exactly.
that require you
What
to do
works
very
for
little.
some people might not work for other people.
Yeah.
So what this study says is, just I believe it's 2 times a week
Yes.
for 20 minutes.
2 times a week for
Um,
the exercise, that's 20 minutes.
You work like crazy for a minute and then you rest.
Yeah.
And you work like crazy for another minute and then you rest.
Now that doesn't
You repeat.
necessarily mean stop. So you go as hard as you can, and then you slow down and you just kind of
Yeah.
jog in the place or something, and let your body rest for a second. Just
Or-
kind of come down.
There's one that says you run up a steep hill and then you walk down, and you run up the steep hill again and you walk down.
Yeah. So
so-
it's essentially the equivalent of Rocky running up the stairs and that sort of thing. There's a lot out there. So this is high intensity, high interval
Yep.
training. You could also do something like yoga, which is low intensity and very easy to do. Well, not easy to do. But it's easy on the body when you get into it, and it does actually get you quite fit,
True.
which is the interesting thing about it. So you can do that every day for 10 minutes, and you can get pretty good. Or you can do 2 times a week if your schedule allows it, and just do 20 minutes. But you'll probably be dead after. Like you'll be tired. Like I've done this. This is not fun.
No.
But you know what? If you want to get into a sweat, get in that suit, bathing suit, whatever you want, give it a shot. But it is scientifically proven now to be the minimum amount
It
for
works.
high intensity.
Yay.
Yay! Science at its best. Speaking of science at its best, our Canadian content.
Adorable Canadian content. So, an engineering student at the University of Manitoba has created a hockey-playing robot. Adorable. Its name is Jennifer, and okay, you know what? It doesn't actually skate very well. It's more of a skate shuffle,
Yeah, it's kind of like a little kid
but
learning.
but they're working on that.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because we've never seen robots on ice.
No.
Which is, it's very Canadian.
It
Like,
is, yeah.
what can we say? This is pride.
It has a mini hockey stick. It can do puck.
Yeah, it can
Things.
do some puck handling, which is actually
That's-
kind of funny.
yeah.
It's for what it is. It's a pretty advanced for what it's doing.
So they hope to enter this in a competition in May,
Oh.
and they also said hopefully by May they'll have it doing skating things. You know, when you skate, you push off with one foot.
Ah,
and do
okay.
The glide. They're hoping to get that glide motion down by May.
That's pretty cool. Hopefully they can do that because, well, if someone's going to make skating robots, it would be the Canadians. It better be the Canadians because if we don't, it's going to be the Russians. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. And
Can't
then
leave it to anyone else.
in the robot Stanley Cup, the Russians can't win.
RoboCup.
RoboCup.
Yeah, the
I
RoboCup.
think that's a thing.
Oh, damn. Okay,
Actually, it's totally a thing.
it is, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's
So,
like a school competition thing.
oh, all right. So the robot Stanley Cup. We'll go with Stanley.
Robo Olympics.
Now that exists.
Hockey in the Robo Olympics.
There you go.
Make it
We'll see
happen.
that.
And that wraps it up for science this week. And that wraps it up for the show this week. So we had some pretty cool stuff to talk about. Lots of Canadian content.
Yeah.
Robot, some sketchy Canadian bills
Well,
that we're not really happy about.
some of us aren't proud of, some of us are okay with, but
No. And World of Warcraft-Opoly? I feel the outro doesn't include my segment enough, so I'm going to talk about that. World of Warcraft-Opoly, StarCraft Risk. cool stuff. Anyway, if you want to get in contact with us about how you don't like my outros, you can email us at contact@almostfridayshow.com.
Or find us on the Twitter at @almost_Friday.
We also have a Facebook account that we don't have in the slower third. Just go to Facebook, search for Almost Friday Show. We should be the first or second hit. Like us, you can know when we post our episodes and all that cool stuff.
Let us know if we're not the first or second hit, because then we got to go find those people, and, well, we got to make sure we are.
Kill them.